Today, I'm going to talk to you about something which is very unique, and that is, I plan to talk to you about mantra of success. And this mantra of success refers us back to a person, a philosopher called Socrates. In Hindi, we call him Sukrat, a very well-known philosopher from Athens. Takes us back to somewhere in 470 to 399 BC. He was the philosopher who is considered as father of philosophy or the initiator of the philosophy in Western thought. Although he didn't wrote any book, but the ideas, which was purely based on reason, has given him such a big fame that without his theory, we cannot understand, the French philosophy or European philosophy or Greek philosophy or Western philosophy. So my friend Satya has sent me one story, which is revolving around Socrates. And before I go to that story, I will like to show you and tell you also about one of his famous statements, that is, falling down is not a failure. Failure comes when you stay where you have fallen. Means, if you fall or if you fail, it doesn't mean that you remain at that particular point of failure and you get stuck up. The idea is you must get up and move ahead. And that is what it is. So he was very practical in nature. And that is why, people at that phase of time started, you know, following him, especially the youth, because he was the one who used to empower youth, and he used to tell them to start reasoning things. And because of that, he was able to develop a very very good name and fame in that particular stage of time in Athens. He was a warrior as well. He has participated in wars, and he was very practical in nature. And later on, he was kind of poisoned. The jury went against him, and he was told to take poison and kill himself. Although he had option, he could have run away, but to Sparta, where he has lots of followers and supporters. But he decided to face the music and remain bold. And very boldly, he took the wine, which was made up of some herbs which were very poisonous in nature, and finally he died. But before I tell you the story, the success story which Satya has sent me, I will also like to talk to you about his philosophy, and that is, he has proposed ethical system based on human regions. And at that phase of time, he rejected theological doctrine, which was purely based on the godly structure. Kings and certain people were empowered to take decision for humans, and they were the people who were the messengers of the god. But he rejected those theological doctrine, and perhaps that was the reason why he was considered a person who was corrupting the youth of Athens. And the most important part of his philosophy is, he always said that we always strive for happiness, and in order to get that happiness, we have to follow all such things which is very very important in our life, and we must question the existing thoughts or dogmas or beliefs that has been created since our childhood. So because of all these reasons, he was exiled, he was put into jail, and then he was forced to you know get into this story. And this is the last scene where he is seen suffering, as well as taking the wine. And before he died, there you find them lots of followers, etc. And because of all this region, he had become very famous, although he didn't wrote books. But the system that is created based on region are represented or written by his disciples, including Plato, and he became very popular. So, as he was very popular among youth, and he used to be mentor of many youths at that time of time, and he was also charged during, the jury process of subverting youth by giving them wine and women. But in reality, he was a great philosopher. So, when one of his students asked him the mantra of success, he takes his student to the river, and he puts his head inside water, as he was very strong enough, and he kept his inside water for a long period of time, and a phase came when he was about to die. So at that stage of time, when Socrates felt that this fellow will now die because of inability to breathe inside water, and he needed air, he takes him out and then asks him, so now, what was your desire at that stage of time when you were about to die? So he said that my only desire was to take air and breathe. So then he says, the mantra of success is, when you have no other options in mind, and when you start desiring for something to such an extent, especially when you desire it extremely, that you do not care about even other things in life, and you remain focused for a particular thing, and you dream about it, you breathe about it, you think about it, you work about it, and all when that stage comes, that makes you a successful man. So we have seen many, such people around us who have uh, had, in Hindi we call them junoon, jajba. So if you want to achieve something in life, when I talk about the philosophy of Socrates, it is very, very relevant today even for the youth of India. So I will suggest you, if you want to achieve something in life, please be remain focused, and do share this success story with your friends. If you have something in mind you wanted to share, please feel free to get in touch with us through our Facebook, that is Vicharak Manch. We have our channel also on YouTube. You would like to visit YouTube channel as well, and hope to see you soon. Stay safe during Corona crisis.